Welcome everyone, my name is Fist Truck. A few weeks ago I did a video called How to Skyrim in Elden Ring. That video was dumb as fuck. However, when recording that video, I did one thing that I actually never do when I play these games. And while I'm talking about this, I'm gonna have it on screen. Let's see if you noticed the thing that I did. Now I sure hope you did, because guess what? I'm not gonna say it for another 20 seconds. But you know what I will say though? Hit that subscribe button. This is a terrible time to make a pitch since it feels like I'm insulting the viewer. I'm sorry. Anywho, we just recently passed 800 subs and I'm mega grateful for that. Thank you. I cannot believe that the damn thing is happening. But it is. Hell yeah. Anywho, if you didn't notice, that thing I was talking about was playing the game without a HUD. Now imagine you're having one of two reactions. What? That sounds crazy. Or you're only hearing about that now? Which of both of those reactions has to say, you need to calm the fuck down right now. I'm going to talk about a few reasons why you should check it out and one why you shouldn't. Reason 1, it keeps things looking super clean. Now by default in the game, it auto hides the HUD whenever you're not in combat, but also having the HUD off while you're in combat, especially for some of the cooler boss fights, makes them look really cinematic. And there's something about that that gets me mega pumped, even though I've been fighting the same boss for what feels like the 15th time. It's kind of like the way that Ghost of Tsushima does it, where no matter where you're fighting in that game, it looks like it comes from a movie. While this without a HUD doesn't quite get on that level, some of the boss fights just have a crazy amount of spectacle to them, and having the HUD off for those fights is fucking jaw-dropping. Reason 2, it keeps you focused. So the HUD objectively provides you with a shit ton of useful information. However, it also definitely distracts you from what's happening on screen. I wish I had one of those Toby eye tracker things so I could see where my eyes are on the screen whenever I'm fighting a boss. I'm pretty sure I spend half the time looking at the boss's health bar, my stamina, or how much healing I have left. When you take all that out of the way, you just focus on the fight. Do you know how much health you have left? No. Do you know how much health the boss has left? No. Do you know how much damage you're doing? No. But all you're doing is focusing on not getting hit and hitting the boss. In this case, this brings me to when I fought Millennia when I was recording the How to Sonic in Elden Ring video. For that build, for the most part, I was naked and I was using 2 whips. In case you didn't know, the whips hit for shit. And if I was able to see a direct reflection of how much damage I was doing to her, there would most definitely be that thought in the back of my head saying, man, we're gonna be here for a while. Well, sometimes I fight her and I'm lucky enough to just GG her in one shot. This was not one of those times, however, as opposed to times where I did it on stream where it took like a fucking hour. This only took like 15 minutes. And this was being on New Game Plus 8, practically butt naked with 2 fucking whips. And I can easily attribute that to the fact that I was just focused on the fight 100% of the time. Reason 3, it adds a level of complexity without necessarily making things harder, for the most part, but we'll get into that later. Not knowing how much health you currently have or how much damage you're taking or how much damage you're doing to a boss, it starts automatically training your brain to look for other patterns or signs that you're gonna die or that you're at full health. For example, if you have this talisman on, whose name I currently forget, but it'll be on screen, it buffs up your damage when you're at full health, which is also represented by a little red aura around your dude, which therefore means that whenever I'm at full health, I see the red aura around my guy. Also, using the Millennia fight as an example, being naked on the high New Game Plus, having died a couple times to her beforehand, I knew that she kills me in 2 hits. Therefore, if I got hit once, it's time to heal. And I could kind of tell how much damage she did. If I get smacked, I heal and I'm not at full health because I don't see a little aura pop around my guy. Same for casting. At first, I'll be casting spells like crazy until I do one and my guy's like, what? Nothing's coming out. Then I kind of start figuring out how many casts I can get before I should chug a blue flask. Somewhat the same when it comes to how much healing you have left. If I get smacked really hard and I do 2 chugs to make sure that I top off my health, and let's say that I don't have any blue flask, then I know I could do 7 double chugs before I'm out of healing. Most of the time though, when it comes to healing, I just heal until I can. Also, not knowing how much health the boss has left makes it so exciting when you finally drop them, especially for some of the bulkier bosses. Take this fight against Moog as an example. I was fighting him, we were going back and forth until about a third of the way into the fight, I had to take a massive shit. So I had 2 choices: become a beta gamer and drop the controller, go shit and let him kill me, or remain the alpha gamer that I know that I am and finish the goddamn fight. There was an element of uncertainty. What will give first? His health bar or my bowels? Will I kill him? Will he kill me? And more importantly, how close is he to dying? Well, I'm gonna skip to the end. I beat his ass, and then my dude was standing there for 10 minutes because I went to go take Reason why this might suck. Your mileage may vary depending on the build that you're running. For a caster build, I found that it really wasn't a big deal. However, if you're doing a typical tank and spank build where you got a big ass shield and you're smacking enemies, your build is so highly dependent on how much stamina you have left, and the amount of stamina damage that an enemy attack could do varies so widely that you'll be spending a lot of time trying to figure out when you should block or shouldn't block when you have your HUD off. Also, if you're running running a build that's using consumables a lot, you're really not going to know which ones you have selected or how many you have left. And to go back on the caster thing, while I didn't find too much of an issue with how much blue bar I had left, I did kind of find an issue with knowing which spell I had selected, especially if you're doing spells that require different weapons to cast. And that about wraps everything up. I know after this, I'm going to go back to all the other Soulsborne Elden Ring games and try them out with the HUD being off. I messed around with it for a bit in Sekiro, and that shit looked absolutely sick. And feel free to leave in the comments how you spice up the game in a very simple way after you played it for a shit ton of time. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share all the good shit. And until next time, don't forget to wipe before you shit.